Please welcome the director, the two lead actresses, and the composer, musician from Tunisia, Egypt. Come on down. Thank you so much. Now, please take a seat. Come, Will.
You're not used to have microphones. Maybe
They can hear everything you
every
say.
breathe.
So we were backstage and you were signing posters for us. And you wrote up there the word passion. I think you feel that in the film, your performance as the character, but I've been feeling it since you bounced into the dressing room for the last 3 hours. But the movie is, I think that's a word that sort of summarizes the core spirit of the film. So, Leila, what was the passion that kicked you off to make this particular story?
I think the energy was really inside all the choices of this film. That it was in the every artistic choice, from the screenplay to the editing to the set, it was about the energy and the spirit of the film, and everyone was really contributing to this. So because the film is telling about the energy of the youth, the Tunisian youth, and also the process of destroying this energy, so it was great because we were all quite young and we believed all in this film, and because this film, it's also it's my first film, but it's also her first film. It's also the first feature film of Hayem that made the music.
It's also my first film.
It's yeah. It's also the first feature film of the DOP, the guy that made the light and the image. He's called Jasmine Revolution, and of the sound of all the team. It was all first time for us. So I think there was a lot of risks in being all new, but also there was a lot of trust, and that's why there is a soul, I think, in the film.
And so much energy as well that just drives it. It's the first time, we've got to get it right.
Yeah.
There's a question here that relates to that in some way. It's from Beri Shalmashi. It's to you, Leila. Did you face similar inner conflicts when choosing to become a female director in Tunisia? And he also says, welcome to Rotterdam.
In Tunisia, there is a nice, beautiful heritage of women directors. Sorry for my English mistakes, because I think I make a lot. There is a big heritage of women directors, but there is not a big heritage of young director. Like, first feature film is always made by someone which is 45, 50. So being a young director was nearly harder than being a woman, because it's not easy. Also, I'm little, and so like everyone thinks I don't know, I'm there to make a workshop or something. So assistant of the assistant, bring the coffee.
Yeah, where's the coffee, please?
So that was, I think, more.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong about bringing the coffee.
So she's in the age where she's gonna bring coffee, maybe.
There's a question here that relates to both Khayyam and I guess Baya, because you play a character who's a radical musician and you are a musician. The question is it still difficult to be a radical musician in Tunisia?
To be what?
To be a radical musician,
okay.
a musician with strong, passionate political
I don't think
points of
so.
view.
I mean, this period since 2011, we've seen a lot of very powerful and socially and politically engaged music come out from Tunis. And even to just a few days ago, there's a rapper, a hip-hop artist called Clyde BBG, who is like releasing a track every month, and each track is more radical than the next. Even though he's had a few run-ins with the police and there's always a few problems, but that doesn't stop people. And I think going back to Layla's point about the energy, this is again the same thing, that you can't put a barrier in front of something that is so powerful that it just needs to get out.
You can't crush it.
You can't. It's impossible, especially with the way that things are today.
Right.
Yeah, but
technology-wise.
when you keep arresting people, I think that maybe at a moment like Farah, I don't know if she's going to sing again, or I don't know. It's an open end, so I don't know if I'm aware that there's this energy and that it's a very strong young generation, but it's also a very strong government system, state, who is arresting these.
How long? I think the question is how long it might be.
Is the music scene a big one, the indie music scene in Tunisia?
It's not as big as other Arab countries, but there are a few bands, particularly the hip-hop scene is very, very strong. And it's
very popular in Tunisia.
It's become stronger over the last couple of years.
Before the revolution, it was really hard to make radical music, as we see in the film, really. But now it's a little bit easier, but it's still there is a lot of obstacles, and it's not easy. So there is energy, there is talent, but the dynamic also there is no industry. It's really hard. But it's true that in Egypt, in Lebanon, there is a rock scene. Less in Tunisia. In Tunisia, there is more a rap scene, but we made this music all for the film, and this music exists, but it's the music I dreamed of, and Hayem was really doing it.
He filled your dream.
Yes, he composed it. It's incredible.
Well, by the way, we're not radicalists by nature in Tunisia.
We're singers.
Also, it's important to be said because it's not obvious in the film, but Ghalia, who plays the mother, she is a great singer.
A radicalist.
She is the real singer of the film, even if all the music is live and performed live in the film, and everyone is singing for real and playing for real. But Ghalia is the real singer.
So Ghalia, you're
I am the real singer.
Everyone has their voice on this stage. But this is the kind of room that you are more used to working on, Ghalia, than, say, in front of a camera. What made you take on this role? What was it that convinced you?
Well, Layla is really convincing. She's even during the shooting, she could get from us whatever she wanted to get, in her way, with her way. But it's a little it's science. When I think when Layla asked me to play this character, I said I don't want to make cinema. It's not. I'm a singer, and you're doing a musical film, so. Why aren't you inviting me? And she said, no, I want you to play the mother, and I don't want you to sing. I want you to shut up and play the mother. Then she told me, okay, the actress who is going to play your daughter is called Baya, and my real own daughter is called Baya, which is a real name in Tunisia. Then I read the script, okay, and then I see that the boyfriend of Baya, his name is Borhan. And Borhan is the real name of my son, which is also a rare name. So I said, maybe it's a sign. Maybe it's a sign I have to do it. Also, I wanted to break with some kind of nice things happening in my career as singer. Obvious things happening. I wanted to take a break and to do something a little bit more difficult.
So if there is producer or director in the room, if you want Ghalia to play in your film, you have to call your characters Baya and Borhan. But it was by chance, really.
So you had the character who was called Baya. How did you cast your lead? How did you find her?
For the main character, for Farah, I took 1 year because I knew Farah is young in age. I didn't want a professional actor, so she had to sing, she has to play this role, which is quite a difficult one. So I met a lot of Tunisian girls between 16 and 25 years old, and Baya was one of the first I met, but she was not even in the end of the high school. So I met her and she was like giving her opinion on everything that I thought, okay,
What a surprise.
I'm not sure what's this girl, bon, she's young, and so on. And it was just a cafe. And then after 2 months, I thought, okay, I'm gonna meet her. So she came, she sang Amy Winehouse with avec un balai, with, you know, to clean the ground, like this, to sing.
The broom,
and she was like seducing and everything. We have the videos.
I've seen the video.
So it was nice, and then I bring her third time to play, to act, and I was really impressed by her act, and like this, and I took really long to decide, because I always say it's the hardest choice for this film was to choose, because it was a risk, whatever, it's the first time, so it was not easy to choose, also because like now it's obvious, but you think, okay, if I choose her, she will be in all the film everywhere, and so it's a very important choice. But she was so motivated, so she was believing 100% on the screenplay, and one day I told her, I really don't know, and she came to a bar in the night in a taxi with a very little skirt in Tunis in the night, like an orange skirt, and I said, how could you take a taxi with this?
It's the first time she's saying that in front of
and she said, I'm Farah, come on, I'm Farah, it's normal I come like this. And I thought, okay, I didn't tell her, but I thought, okay, maybe she is really Farah.
Thanks to the skirt.
So Maya,
The orange skirt in the middle of the center of Tunis.
there's a question that kind of relates to that. It's from Hatem Mabouli. It says, do you think Tunisian youth are more optimistic now? What would your main character be now, 5 years after the story took place?
I don't know, but maybe everyone have his own opinion. I don't know if they're optimistic. Tunisian people are very disappointed with the revolution, but same time they speak, and in fact they made a big step, and it's really alive, Tunis. And now if you talk about with people, there is so much things happening. It's really like you see us, everyone in Tunisia, there is so much energy. But people are very disappointed. I know that we screened the film for the first time 2 weeks ago in Tunisia, and it was a huge release in whole Tunisia, and it was the 5 years of the revolution. And a lot of people were very happy with the film. They said, we found out that we really made a step, and that because everyone is so pessimistic, so when they saw the film, they thought, okay, we made something.
This film's proved we come a big step forward.
Yeah.
On that note, I'm going to pick up on something, because we've got to keep an eye on our time tonight. Galia, you have a song that you feel expresses some of the feeling post-revolution. Is that something you'd be happy to share with us right now? Will you get the chance to sing now? Someone is saying, would you sing for us one more time?
Where's my mic?
Let's get a mic. Let's get a mic.
Well, on 14th of January, all Tunisians with one movement, one of hand, they were saying, leave, leave, leave. And at that moment when everybody was together, it happened. They got what they wanted. Then everybody went to different, they got separate, and they started to, whatever happened after that moment, parararam, pam pam, parararam, pam pam. Does it work?
Yes.
Parararam, pam pam. Pam pam. أدنو الهوينا أدنو الهوينا أدنو الهوينا من تونس الخضراء في بدني بارارارم بام بام بارارارم بام بام فيفوح الياسمين بام بام فيفوح الياسمين تحت جحافل الأسد بارارارم بام بام بارارارم بام بام أنا البحة الأخيرة في ترتيلة المغني بام بام بارارارم بام بام أنا البحة الأخيرة في ترتيلة المغني بام بام بارارارم بام بام وأنا الدم الأحمر القاني يراق عن عمدي بارارارم بام بام بارارارم بام بام يا تونس الخضراء هاك يدي بام بام بارارارم بام بام يا تونس الخضراء هاك يدي ممدودة نحو شمسك فقابليها بألف ألف يدي بارارارم بام بام.
Thank you. Okay. And the question is still there, Baya. Can we hear you sing one more time? Maybe together.
Huh?
Maybe you could do a little something together.
What, you know, in the movie I don't sing, so I can just encourage her. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do the music. How does it work?
كي نرى الدنيا عتبة في كل ثنية نعطيها سكرة ونغمض عينيا عادة كل مرة نشوف بنية ساعات تظهر لي نفس الطفلة في الآخر مش هي في مخي صورتها بدالة عين حبارة وعين مذبالة زرقا سماوي في الضو مخضارة كحلة شهلة تكحر مزيانة مسرارة على حلة عيني نشوف ناس محرومة من الخدمة والقدمة والدنيا برا الحومة محقورين مقهورين في الخرال الكرومة يتنفسوا تحت الصباط يتنفسوا تحت الصباط على حلة عيني شوف ناس كالحار بالعرق وحلي ودم تلوج على هم جديد غير اللي راح على حلة عيني شوف ناس كالحار في العرق وحلين ودموعهم ملحة دمهم مسروق وحلمتهم صارت بلحة على ظهورهم تبنات قصورات على ظهورهم تبنات قصورات تبنات قصورات تبنات قصورات.
No better way than to say that was IFFR Live. More to come. Thank you.